And when we are done with the session, I will share the file with you, Junior, and then you can share it with anyone who's not here.
All right, then. Thank
For
you so
those
much.
of you who are coming in, again, one more time, as we are waiting, please click on the link in the chat box and come down to page 2 and show us where you want to visit one day. Junior and team, thank you for sharing the registration document. I saw that some of your students were able to open the roadmap. So that is helpful.
My pleasure.
Now, Dion, was there a speech by your department?
Sorry?
Was there going to be a speech by your department?
Yes, just a short speech, just like a formal opening.
Okay.
Yeah. From the head of my department, I think.
Okay.
Normally.
That's great.
Hello, morning. Can you hear my voice?
Yes.
Yes.
Hello, Puja.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. And you?
I'm doing well. Thank you for
That's great.
inviting me for this.
We should thank you for this. Is it still freezing in the US?
No,
Summer.
it's very
No.
hot.
Summer.
Summer. Oh, I
Summer.
see.
Summer for us.
Australia is
Yeah,
But
Australia
you can
is
take my
freezing
weather.
now.
You can totally take
Australia is
our weather.
winter.
It's
Oh,
very
yeah,
hot.
yeah. Okay, okay.
America is in the northern hemisphere, so it is summer now.
Oh, yeah, exactly. So, yeah,
The opposite.
winter is visiting Australia now. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you are having cool temperatures right now, yes?
It's a bit cool in the last couple of days, but
Okay.
yeah, we'll have another like not heat wave, but yeah, hot days after like probably in the next 1 or 2 weeks.
Oh, wow. Okay.
That's the weather forecast, but we can only forecast it, right?
We always need that, right? To
Yeah,
start any good
exactly.
meeting.
Yeah.
Okay, I see some people are travelers. We have people wanting to travel to Australia and Japan and the British Isles and Africa. So if you're still working on this, go ahead and share where you want to travel with the X. You can move the X to any country in the world, any place you want to visit.
So now you live in Michigan, or where do you live now, Mullins?
Me? I live in Michigan.
In Michigan.
Yeah, I live in Michigan. I'm about 45 minutes away from Eastern Michigan University.
So what is the town?
I live in a place called Westland.
Oh, Westland. I
Yep.
see.
Westland. It's somewhere like halfway between Ann Arbor and Detroit.
Hmm.
Okay. Do you think we have all of your students, or we should give some more time?
I think perhaps we can start. Pak Bu Nuri,
Yes.
are you there? Okay, Pak Nur already. I think Pak Nur is already here. I think we can start.
Yeah. But in the schedule,
What time in the schedule?
should we start at 7? Okay. All right. So it's time to start. Ibu Puja, I think I'd like to call you that. Ibu.
Yes.
Ibu is an address of love and respect. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
We address our teachers with Ibu. Yeah. So, okay.
Thank you.
Okay. So is everyone here already, Pak Dion? Can you check?
I think so. It's just yeah, most of us. Most
Okay,
of us already here.
42. Yeah.
Already 42 people.
Yeah. All right. So, Ibu Puja, it's going to be a little bit formal. You know, Indonesians are very formal a little bit. Okay. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
A very good morning, everyone. Yeah, it's a pleasure and an honor for me today to be here in a special workshop. And I'm here to present to you this special workshop in which we have Ibu Puja Muslim. Yeah.
Mullins.
I hope I pronounced this. Okay. Okay. And then all right. So we are going to have a little formal opening, and then after that we will be in the workshop up to 11:15. Okay. So we are really honored here to have Ibu Puja. It's a very special workshop, and we have been waiting for a workshop like this. It's just like a dream come true. So it's really a pleasure for us today. And the students are the 5th semester students. They are, and they have some a little background on the theories of the teaching of English to young learners, because I taught them last semester. So I do hope that it would be enough to accommodate what you are going to show us. Yeah. Okay. And well, it's really a pleasure, because I think I've read about you, and then yeah, it's a very important to know that the most important thing of being a teacher is that you are recognized by your students, but you are very special because you are recognized by the parents of the students. I think it's a very, very special thing. Yeah. Okay. All right. Now we are going to start with an opening speech, actually, just to show that our head of the department, that's Pak Nur Hidayanto, I think is going to express his gratitude and also his happiness that you are here. Yeah. Pak Nur, the floor is yours.
All right, thank you, Bu Nuri. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.
Okay, morning, everyone. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, especially Ibu Puja. Welcome to the Teaching English for Young Learners workshop held by the English Language Education Study Program. It is a great pleasure and honor for me to open this beautiful workshop. So let me first express my most sincere thanks to the speaker, Ibu Puja Mullins from the University of Michigan, especially the Center for Digital Curricula. We wish we could invite you to Indonesia this time, but I don't think that your government will allow you to come to Indonesia due to the pandemic. So, well, actually, what is it? This grant is designed to invite to invite people from overseas, like from the Michigan, from Australia, and from some other countries. But due to this pandemic, then we can only have you all through this Zoom. But that's
Next time.
great. I mean, yeah, next time we'll invite you, inshallah. Okay. So I would also like to express my gratitude to all lecturers of English for children, especially Ibu Nuri, Ibu Ani, Ibu Lucy, and also Ibu Junior. And of course, special thanks also go to the PIC for PKKM grant and this workshop organizers for organizing this workshop. So this workshop is specially designed to equip our EFC students with knowledge and also skills of how to design digital curricula for teaching, to prepare them teaching English for children, and by making use of digital platforms. I know that Ibu Puja is an expert in digital platforms, so we learn a lot from her on how to design and also how to implement our designs in our classroom. We designed this workshop because we heard and also we found that some teachers of English, or not some actually, most of English teachers, especially English for young learners teachers, we found them difficult to design and also implement or teach during this pandemic. Some of them simply use WhatsApp, or some of them also use Zoom, but they found hard time in designing and also using the platform to teach their children. So through this workshop, we do hope that Ibu Puja can share her knowledge and also experience with us, so that we can learn a lot of how to conquer this COVID pandemic, and how to teach our children and enhance their learning through some digital platforms. So again, I wish you fruitful sessions in this workshop, and by saying Bismillah, I hereby declare the workshop open. Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam. Waalaikumsalam. Thank you very much, Pak Nur. Yeah,
Shukran,
I guess, yeah, I guess Ibu Puja is a very special person here today. So,
Yeah.
now, yes, yeah, the next things I'd like to tell you today is about our schedule. But before that, I guess our students need to know about Ibu Puja. Now, Dear, can you? It's okay.
Do you want me to introduce
screen, please?
myself?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All
Nuri,
right.
do you,
So-
Ibu Nuri, do you want me to
Yes.
introduce myself?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. That would be great. Yeah. Yeah.
Hi, everyone. Hello, students. Hello, instructors. Thank you so much for this opportunity to come and talk to you about two of my passions. I love working with young children, especially teaching them English, and I love digital teaching. So being asked to combine both of those for you is so exciting. If I go too fast, please tell me to slow down. I talk very fast and I'm very energetic. So I won't mind if I'm going too fast, you tell me to slow down. I am from Bangladesh, actually. That's where my family is from. And then my dad went to, he was an engineer for the Ministry of Water in Qatar. So I immigrated there when I was 3 years old, and I lived there for a very long time. I did my elementary school there. And then I moved to Canada. I immigrated to Canada, to Toronto with my family. And I finished my first undergraduate degree there. And then I got married to my husband and moved to Michigan. And I did my first graduate degree at the University of Michigan. and my second graduate degree at the Eastern Michigan University World Languages Department. So that was the connection that I had with, dare I say, Ibu Dian, is that correct? Or did I mess that up?
No, Bapak. For a male, it's Bapak.
Baba.
Bapak
Baba
Dion.
Dian. Okay, got it. Thank you.
One day.
I'm learning. So that's about me. I am the EL coordinator of my district. So I work with the entire English language learner program. And I also work with the University of Michigan Center for Digital Curricula, and I make digital curriculum for free for schools to use, for teachers to use. And in my free time, I work on more projects, like partnering with you. But that's who I am. I have a wonderful husband who is watching our kids upstairs right now, and I have 4 children. They're 12, 11, 8, and 5 years old.
Wow.
But I will give it back to you, Nuri, if you have Ibu Nuri, if you have more things to say.
Thank you. Thank you, Ibu Puja. Yeah, so you are also a very busy mother, especially on this online era in which parents accompany the children to study. Yeah, I think that's what we are doing here also.
Yeah.
Okay. Everyone, I guess you have met Ibu Puja and you've got to know her. I do hope that this workshop will run very well. So I guess to save the time, I'd like to tell everyone here that we are going to have this workshop until 11:15, and please stay focused and participate. Ibu Puja, they are my students, yeah. So Tiara made me a moderator today, so in order that they will stay focused and follow every instruction and enjoy the workshop. So
Okay.
I guess it's time for me to Tiara, do you have anything to say
ma'am.
as a coordinator?
No, thank you.
Yeah, all right. So
Let's get
let's get
point.
down to the business. Ibu Puja, they are all yours now.
Thank you so much, Ibu Nuri. Thank you so much, Ibu Tiara. So before we start, we actually have about 10 minutes. And I really want to make sure that everyone got a chance to try this roadmap. That's the platform we will use today mostly, and it will make things very easy in our breakout rooms if everybody has a chance to open it. So I can see, I'm sorry, I'm picking on Adristi. Did I say that correctly? I can see that Adristi opened it and she clicked on launch activity and she started working on her vocabulary map. I can see that she matched the animal. So if you do this for number 1, number 2, number 3, and number 4, it will just help you with your work today. So I'm going to share the link in the chat box. It just in case you don't have it. Here it comes in the chat box. And I can, of course, see everyone who has opened the file. So I encourage you to open it so that you can sign in. It will just help things be faster in our workout groups. So I'm going to give everybody about 10 minutes. And I'll put a timer on while you open all 4 activities. We have about 5 more minutes. Take 5 more minutes to open all the nodes in the roadmap. So as a teacher, for example, I have access to every student's map on this platform. So I can, for example, open up Ibu Junior's. I'm going to pick on her for a minute. So if she were my student, I could see what she is doing, and I could actually even talk to her and write her a note or help her. I'm looking at this eye up here in the corner, and I see there are 2 eyes. There are 2 people on this. Ibu Mullins and Ibu Yunia are both on this together. So it's really nice for the teacher and the student to work together. So I can maybe go inside the vocabulary map if she is stuck and she needs my help. I can help her. I can say, oh, look, you can join them together. Try that, or something like that. I can help my students directly. About 3 more minutes, and then I would like everyone to come back to the Zoom.
Salam. Aduh, Mas. J. Oh, J.
Okay, 1 more minute warning. So finish up and come back to the Zoom. We're going to get started in 1 minute. Okay, welcome back, everyone. If you can make sure that you are back in the Zoom with your 100% attention, we will get started with our very first module. we're going to talk about deeply digital lessons. So to do that, we will talk about roadmaps, which is the platform you were using, and specifically the concept map for the vocabulary, the Collaborafy Writer for videos and stories, and Collaborafy Pdfpal for worksheets, interactive worksheets. So let's talk a little bit about using technology in your lessons. The idea here is that you are not just a teacher, you are the facilitator. The learning is happening between the students. They're in fact sometimes teaching each other, and you are helping that happen. You're using the technology to scaffold. So the technology is there to make things more understandable, more comprehensible for your students. It's there to give them a choice in how they show their learning. Maybe they're going to color something. Maybe they're going to say the answer. Maybe they're going to type the answer. The technology is giving more choice to you as the teacher and also to your students. And that makes them interested in learning. The one other thing I want you to remember is language instruction is best in context. So I know a lot of times when we are learning English or we're going to school, we learn grammar, we learn nouns, adjectives, verbs, but they are just a lesson. We now know from research that instruction works better when it's connected to a context, connected to a story or an experience. So try your best to connect what you teach with a story or with a video or with a learning experience. Then it makes that learning permanent in our young children's brain. I also want to talk about collaboration because technology use allows so much possibility for children to work together. You are going to do a little bit of that today in your breakout rooms. You can see some examples of my students in summer school. We were in person with masks all day, and they always worked in groups, always. They had a partner so they could practice their ideas, they could talk, and the language is natural. They get to try things and they make friendships. Even if they're from different schools, they come together and they make these beautiful friendships, and then they go home and they play online video games together, you know? And it gives you a lot of opportunity for meaningful interactions. I can just watch and I can listen what they're saying. I can jump in and I can say, oh, did you think about that? Why do you say that? So it allows me to have more a meaningful interaction with my students. I like to use the model of guided release of responsibility. So if you think you know what that means, like go ahead and nod. A lot of you are not on video, but that's okay. The guided release of responsibility is basically 3 to 4 parts. The first part is the I do. Me as the teacher, I model, I share my thinking, I make a short point, one thing I want my students to learn today, and I show them how to do it. The we do is 2 parts. I do it with my students together so I can help them. And my students are working together in partnerships or groups, and they help each other. And the last step is you do. That's the independent work. That's at the very end. And again, if the student is not ready to work independently, then I give more help. So moving back to roadmaps, this is an example of one math lesson, just one. There are all these different parts. It's very interactive. You can click on things, you know the number, which order it's going in. There are arrows, there are pictures, and the student can interact with the content. The students can also collaborate together. So for example, Ibu Nuri and Ibu Itiara can work together in a team and they can solve the problems together. It's really powerful. Roadmaps can also allow you to have your whole day. So these are examples of different subjects. I can put one whole week's lesson in one map. And this last little example is the whole year. So this is all the units of social studies for kindergarten. It goes on one page and I can click and find the lessons. So it's a very powerful tool. Today, though, I'm only going to teach you 3-4 nodes. So I'll have to come back later. I want to show you the PDF, the Collaborafy Map. This is a good one for moving things around. So really good when you want to move things, you want students to connect to the example, you want students to add pictures or learn new words. This is a great tool for that. Another tool is the Collaborafy Writer, where you watch the video. You can put any YouTube video on there and it takes away the commercial, the advertisement. So it's safe for students to watch and you pick what you want them to watch. So this is my social studies example. They're watching the Constitution of the United States, and then I ask them some questions so they can answer the question by typing. There is also a way for my students to answer by recording a video. So my students choose. Some like to type, some like to talk a lot. So it, again, choice. And the last example is the Pdfpal, the worksheet. If you open that up and you counted horses, or you colored the pigs or the cows, that's the Pdfpal. Students here can draw, they can type, they can highlight important words. They can even record their answer and say, it was great because kids had houses now. So you as the teacher and the student can have many different ways to show your answers. And if I make a mistake, I just click on this undo button. So I just click that. It's like an eraser and it goes back to normal. So those are the 3 big tools we're going to use today. The last tool is the web resource. And that allows you to put any outside URL. So for example, I put a game. This is a very popular game website in Michigan, ABC, yeah. And students just practice a skill. So we're going to use those 4 tools today. I'm going to get rid of that and come back right here. So is everybody with me so far? Not going too fast?
Student, okay.
Yeah, okay.
Can you follow her, students?
Sure.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
That's good. Okay, yeah, it's good.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Good.
So let's show you what you're going to do today. In your groups, you will decide on one lesson to teach your theme. For example, if you picked zoo animals, you're going to think of what you will teach about zoo animals to your students. In your group, you can decide, maybe my students are kindergarten. Maybe my students are 1st grade. You decide what grade you want. And then you will talk about your lesson tasks. And you will build a roadmap. So let me show you how you will do that. In your group, the manager will be one instructor. One person in the group will create the map. So they will make the new roadmap. One person will go on YouTube and find a good YouTube video, maybe a story or like a song about your topic. One person will make the vocabulary. For example, I made vocabulary with barn, animal, hay, farm, and they will find the pictures. One person will go online and find a worksheet, something the students can type or write or color. And one person will be the speaker in the group. When we come back to the main Zoom room, the speaker will share their screen and they will show us what you have worked on. Do not worry if you did not finish. It's okay because this is the first time you're learning how to do this. So it's okay if you don't finish everything, but I'm going to show you the different steps. Okay. So here we go. So the very first thing I'm going to do is you're going to click on a new roadmap up here. So when you click on that, it will make you a brand new roadmap. And you are going to title it. It's very important that you title it with your breakout room number. For example, zoo animals is breakout room 2. So you can say 2 zoo animals. Or I can do my example, breakout room 0, farm. This is my example. I'm going to go to these 3 dots in the corner and I'm going to add collaborators. So right now, I'm the roadmap creator. Maybe I will add someone else's email. So let me add, this is the engineer who made this platform. I'm going to add Mr. Meyer as my collaborator so we can work together. You need to add all your group members' emails. And then I'm ready to start creating. I can click on this plus sign. And first I'm going to make the map for my vocabulary. And I can give it a title. Maybe I will call it words. I can go to style and I can choose different colors. I can go to sequence and choose a number. Maybe I want this to be step 2. You choose. When I'm ready, I click launch. And then anytime I want to add more things, I click on the plus sign. So I'm going to add some animals, farm animals. I will do a horse. There we go. I'm going to make another one. I'm going to say cow. And now I want to add some pictures. So I will click on the plus sign and go to image. And I will choose Google Images. This will automatically find copyright-free images for you. So I will look for a picture of cow. And I will pick a nice farm cow. Let's see, that looks like a good cow. There we go. And I'm going to click on a plus sign. And now I'm going to click image and find a picture of a horse. Okay, let's see, a nice farm horse. There we go. So there we go. I just made some vocabulary with pictures. I can make the student, maybe the students will join them together. It's their job to move it. Or maybe I will join it and tell the students to practice saying the word. It's up to you how you want to make the vocabulary. I'm going to show you how to do the writer, the video. So you click on Collaborafy Writer, click create. And then I'm going to give it a title. This will be a video. Maybe I will write it. It's a story. I can change the color, whatever color I want. I can give it a title, a number, and then I click launch. So for this, I need to go to YouTube. I have a YouTube tab open, and I just did a search, read alouds for children farm. And I really like this story. So I'm going to click on that.
So online.
And I'm going to copy the URL at the top. Control C, copy. And I'm going to come back to this purple tab, click the plus sign, and click photo or video. Do you see where it says add YouTube video? So I click on add YouTube video and I just paste it. That's it. And I click save. Here it is, no commercials.
Hey, happy readers. Welcome to Children's Books Read Aloud by Happy Cultivated.
See how easy that was? It's pretty cool. There's no commercials. And I can add a direction if I want. I can say, please listen to the story. Or I can say it in a language that the students can learn. So I encourage you to include the students' native language. So if you know what language they're speaking at home, what dialect, please type that. It will read it out loud.
Listen to this story.
At least in English. So that's how easy it is to add a writer node. And the last one is a worksheet, and that's Pdfpal. So you click on Pdfpal and you click create. And again, I want to give it a title. This is going to be student work. I can choose a different color. I can choose a number and click launch. So you can see I have to upload a PDF. That means I need to find a PDF. So I will go online and I will just do a search, farm animal babies worksheet, printable. It's so I can get a PDF. And I really like this one. It has pictures, it has words. And so I'm going to click on that and it takes me to this page. So I can print the worksheet. And this is what it looks like. This is the PDF. So I can download it onto my computer and I can say farm animal babies. Now I'm ready to upload it. So you can see this is a PDF. I click on upload. I find farm animals. I click open. And there we go. The worksheet is there for your students to use. You can give them some instructions. I can click the microphone and record my instructions in English and in Spanish, or in English and in Bahasa. So here we go. I can click it and say, draw a line from the mom animal to the baby animal. Use the purple pencil on your left to draw the line. And if I want to add more supports, I can always add more microphones. But that's all you have to do for right now. What questions do you have? Okay, so it is 8:50. You have 25 minutes in your breakout room. Remember which breakout room you chose. Here it is again. So you choose which breakout room you were interested in, and you will talk with your partners and decide who wants to be the YouTube Finder, who wants to make the worksheet, who wants to make the vocabulary, who wants to present, but you can all work together. And the instructor will kind of manage everything. They will make sure everyone is working. Okay? Does everybody feel prepared? Okay, I'm going to.
I hope. Yeah.
Are we good?
Yes, we can start, I hope.
Okay, I'm going to, as soon as I, breakout rooms, here we go. All right, so I'm going to open all the rooms and you just pick which one you were interested in. Go ahead.
Ibu Puja, maybe you can show us the tables, the breakout room tables.
Oh yeah, hold on one second.
Yeah.
So the table is right here. Let me put the link in the chat. That will be a good idea. Here is the breakout room table. And here is how to get to roadmap. Click on new roadmap. There we go. So here, you are so welcome. All right, so I'm going to open the breakout rooms again. And we will give it a try. Make sure to add your partners as collaborators and add Ibu Mullins. So everyone should be able to pick their own breakout rooms.
So we haven't gotten the invitation yet to join the breakout room.
So everyone should have gotten a message to join and you pick which one you were interested in from before. Was everybody able to click?
To put the name, click and putting the name.
No, did you get a breakout room invitation? On
Not
your
yet. Not yet. Not yet. That's why I asked you. We haven't gotten the invitation room yet to join the group breakout room yet. excuse me for a moment.
Okay. So everyone. So everyone should have gotten a message. You can choose which one you join.
Not yet, I'm afraid.
Are you getting the choice, like join breakout 1, breakout 2?
Nothing. No, not yet.
Okay,
Nothing.
let me close the
Nothing
rooms
popping
and
up.
try it one more time. Okay, let me try this one more time. Sorry.
Sure.
Okay. All right. Do you have it now?
Yes.
Oh, some of you. Okay. I should wait then. What about you, students? Have you got invitations?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, great.
Yes, ma'am.
I love it. I'm seeing some people who have joined. Me and
I haven't got
Zoo
I
Animal.
haven't got the invitation yet.
Me too. Just be patient.
Sorry, I have to do
Dion,
something. There is, I guess.
You may want to click the breakout rooms blocks, and there will be options there.
Okay, all right.
If you don't have it, click on
Oh yeah.
breakout
Okay.
room down on the bottom of your screen, and you will have the choice which breakout room you will join. Okay. Fina, Wafta, everybody is in the group. Nafisa, Noor, Prapti, and Tri.
Not yet, ma'am.
Nafisa, if you look at the bottom of your screen, click on breakout rooms. And
Okay, it's still loading.
it's still loading. Okay. So Nafisa, let me find what group you chose before. You were in zoo animals, yes?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm going to move you to zoo animals. And Dion, you were in 1. And Prapti, Noor, you're not here. Let's see, Prapti was in number 5. And 3, let me see, 3.
Number 5, ma'am.
3, you were in number 5? Okay.
Yes.
Here we go. Oh, I see your name, hon. Okay, number 5. There you go. Hello.
Just 7 people, 8 people come back already.
Yep. So everyone should be coming back. I closed the breakout rooms. It's going to close they have 90 more seconds to finish talking.
Okay. Okay.
And they will come back.
Okay.
How was it? How did it go?
Yeah, I hope it worked well. I hope. I'm not sure. Okay. Yeah, because they are young. At least they are younger than me, so they are digital native, not like me. I'm a digital immigrant.
You know, every day there is something new
Yeah.
in the digital world. It's hard to keep up. Welcome, welcome. I see more people coming. And we have about 40 seconds for the breakout rooms to close. Welcome back. How is everybody feeling?
When you talk, please unmute your microphone. Yeah. Students, please feel free to ask any question to Puja. Okay, ask question to Ibu Puja. If you have any question, feel free to ask her.
Okay, so I
25,
think our breakout rooms have all closed and we are back. So
Yeah.
I will share my screen. If you did not finish making all the nodes, that is okay, because there are so many steps. So I hope you had a little bit of fun and you talked to each other. I'm going to use, this is what I use in my classroom. It's a picker wheel, and I'm just going to spin it. If it's your turn, your group, the speaker in your group will share their screen and show us one thing that you worked on, okay? So here we go.
Yay.
Yay! Okay, breakout room 1. Can you share your screen?
Yeah.
Someone
Okay.
from breakout room
Yeah.
1.
Mas Mukhlis, okay, can you share screen, Mukhlis?
Wait a minute, sir. We're waiting for the speaker first.
If someone is here already, you can share your screen and wait for the speaker. That's okay.
Yeah, I hope Mukhlis already made the presentation, the material for presentation.
Okay.
Ready, Mukhlis?
I'm sorry. Sir,
Yeah.
actually we have some problem here.
Okay.
It's okay. Just report what you did in the group, including the problem, including reporting the problem.
Yes, please share the problem.
Go ahead, Amalia.
Amalia, tell us the problem. What you have done, what you've got, and then tell us the problem too. So what is the problem that you have?
Actually, we can share the screen because Mullins, the laptop is died. So
Oh,
Oh no, I'm so sorry.
oh my God, we're so confused right now.
okay. So you
Perhaps we
can
move-
tell us
perhaps we-
what you did. Yeah.
Or we
Yes.
move to the next
Group.
group.
Okay.
first.
Yeah. What do you think, Puja?
Yeah, we
Waiting
can
for
do the
first.
next group and then we will come
Yeah.
back to group 1.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
That's a good idea.
Thank you.
All right, breakout room 5. I think that was oceans. The ocean group. Can someone share the screen, or you can tell us what you worked on, what you found?
Yes, for group 5, for group Ocean, please 3, you can share your screen, and Vina, you can present what you have done in the group.
Okay.
Wonderful. Dolphin, oh, I love that. So
Actually, okay, we are from group 5, and actually we don't make a lot because some friend got wrong connection and there was something wrong. We discussed about ocean, and maybe we still learn about this website. Only make first make
One word, just one word, with one word.
yes,
First
just
attempt.
make one word.
okay,
Okay.
very nice. So let me show you while you are here. I'm sorry, who was speaking? Can you tell me your name one more time?
My name is Fina Husna.
Fina Kusna,
Fina.
very nice to meet
Yes.
you. Fina, I want you to click that. See that plus sign at the bottom of your screen? Click that. See the blue plus sign at the bottom?
Bottom,
Down, under the word.
button under, okay, the bottom, the
Yes,
plus,
yes, yes, click that. And now you are going to see the gray bar. You're going to go down. Yes, go down, move down. Yes, click on the word image. Yes, click that. And now click the blue button, choose image. So now we will type dolphin and you will add the picture of dolphin. Yes, click the magnifying glass. Pick whatever picture you like. Wonderful. There you go. You added a picture and a word. So you just made work so much more interesting for your students. Nice job.
Yes, thank you.
Yep. So you can close that tab. So click the X at the top. The next to the M. Yes. Click the little X. You got it. So I see that you made your map. So this is your words. You need to give it a title. So type what do you want to call it? Vocabulary? You want to call it words? Wonderful. There you go. See, now your student will know that this is the vocabulary, and you will know when you are teaching. That's great. We're going to do one more thing. Fina, while you are here, do you see in the blue at the very top? In the top where it says Untitled Roadmap? In the blue area above.
Title, yeah.
The title.
The title, yeah. That's
You're going to click that. And you can change the name. So click backspace. Yep. Delete that and you are going to, you are group 5. Yes. So you will type 5. and then you will write oceans. Wonderful. And then you will click save. Great. So who was your instructor, Fina? Do you know?
Miss Fatty.
Okay, so click on those 3 dots at the top next to the picture of the eye. Click on the 3 little dots and click add collaborators, the top one. Yes. Great. So I see that you added your group members. That's wonderful. Can you add me, please? I will put my email in the chat. Fina, thank you so much for letting us use your map to teach more. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Miss.
So if you click on enter email address, there you go, and click add collaborator. Wonderful. Now I can look at your map. So click done, click the word done. And if I want to join your map, I have to click on the picture of the wrench. So look at the left, you see a magnifying glass. And under the magnifying glass, you see the tool. It looks like you are going to fix your car. Yes, click that. So that's what I am clicking right now. I am clicking that. And I'm going to find Fina's map. I'm going to look for number 5, ocean, and I will go inside her map. So Fina, go ahead and click number 5. That is how her group, her members will join her map together, all the people that she added. So I hope that made things a little bit easier to understand for everyone. Okay, wonderful. Thank you for sharing, Fina. You can stop screen sharing now. All right. Is there any other group who would like to share?
Thank you, Miss.
Ibu Puja,
Yeah.
Ibu Puja, the group 1 has found a video for teaching the family.
All right, group 1, please share your screen.
I think Amalia, could you show that to Ibu Puja?
But we haven't made the roadmap.
That's okay. We will work on it together.
What you have done.
Yep, just share your screen. We will do this together. It's always better when students teach each other.
Just tell Ibu Puja what you have found, Amalia.
Actually, I just found a video, but
is it?
Don't know yet how to put on the roadmap.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Okay, let me show you how. Is it on YouTube, Amalia?
Yes,
yeah, on YouTube.
I can
Okay,
share the link, but
okay,
I can share screen because I'm using handphone right now.
Can you share your screen and I will help you put it in? Share your screen. So at the bottom, you can see a green button. It says share screen. So I want you to click on that.
I'm using my handphone right now, ma'am.
Oh, your phone. Okay.
So,
That's okay.
Can I just share the link of the video?
Yeah, please share the link and I will show you how to put it in, okay?
Okay.
All right, so here we go. Let's see, did you put it in the chat? All right, awesome. So can everyone see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, so this is how you put the YouTube video. I click on the plus sign at the bottom of my screen, and then I click on Collaborafy Writer, the purple. I click create, and then I have to remember to give it a title. So this is family video. And then I click launch, the green button, the rocket ship. Now, I do not have the Breakout Room 1's roadmap, so I'm just putting it in a different one. So the first thing I want to do is follow that arrow and click on the plus sign. And I know I have to put a video, so I will click video. And then I will click add YouTube video. And I can copy Amalia's link she put in the chat, and I will paste it and click save. And there is the video that Amalia's group found.
English Sing Sing.
Isn't that wonderful?
Yeah, of course.
So that's how you add the video. So that's how you
So
add.
Ibu Puja, can I ask you a question?
Of course.
Yeah. When we choose materials like that from the video, how do we know that they match with what we need? I mean, it carries what the philosophy of the teaching.
So that will require some time. Today we are working very fast. So you are only picking something that matches the theme. But when you are teaching in real life, you have to watch the video and you have to think, okay, what will I teach today? Today I will teach the names of my family in English. I will teach the word mother, father, grandfather, grandmother, brother, sister. So you decide what you want to teach and you check if the video will match, will give a good introduction. Okay? Same with the vocabulary words. If you are going to teach them about planets, you give them words that they need to understand that. Okay, so I think everyone did a really, really good job. I think it's time for a break. Everybody ready for a break?
Yes.
Okay, so we finished our sharing and we are going to take a break. I'm going to put a link in the chat box. You have 10 minutes of break. If you finish early, you can go to this YouTube link and try to find a video that matches your theme. Jack Hartman does a lot of singing, dancing, exercising English videos. So you can try to find something that matches oceans or family or outer space or jobs, okay? But it is 9:43, so I will see everybody back at 9:53. Enjoy your break.
So now what grade are you teaching, Puja?
I teach kindergarten, first, second, third, fourth, fifth.
Oh.
I teach all the grade levels in elementary.
So
So
and,
you were, I'm sorry?
And teach English?
Uh-huh. Yep. So I work with
English
our,
for non-native speaker or to native speakers?
English to speakers of other languages.
The languages, I see.
Yeah, so all my students speak other languages at home. So we have in our district Spanish, Arabic, Romanian, Igbo, French. We also had, last year I had one student Tagalog. Yep.
Philippine, yeah. Tagalog from Philippines.
Yes. Okay, so we are back. I hope everyone is coming back. Welcome back. You survived module 1, everyone. So module 2 is culturally responsive teaching and project-based learning. And it's something that is very close to my heart. Here, my students come from many different countries, so it's very important to me that they feel valued, that their culture is valued. So to do this module, we're going to use one platform called Jamboard. But before we do, I want to talk to you about teaching and learning within the context of culture. So when you make your lessons culturally responsive, you are making a bridge across cultural differences. You know, you're teaching in Indonesia right now, but some of your kids, maybe they're coming from one city. Some other kids are coming from a different city or a village. They have different kinds of home lifestyles. Their parents work different jobs. Their situation, economic situation may be very different. So you want to always know who your students are and their families. It's also helpful to use cooperative learning strategies. So group work, again, so important to give your students a chance to learn from each other and know that even though they look different, they like different things, they have lots of similarities. This is a picture of my students. There is a student from India, a student from Dominican, a student from Saudi Arabia, and a student from El Salvador. And they worked in a group together all summer, and they were so excited to find a book about the Middle East in my library, and they were teaching each other and they were learning from each other and asking questions. It was beautiful. So I want you to think about connecting to your students' experiences. You have to know your students. You have to learn and ask questions about their interests so that you can connect them to your lessons. Embrace the familiar. Allow them to use their native language. Even though you are teaching English, you cannot say, stop, don't use your family's language in my classroom. You cannot say that because that is a part of who they are. So allow them and use it yourself. You can make connections stronger. You can find examples from students' life. This was a project I did on Jamboard at the beginning of the year, ABC, about me. And they answered some questions with every letter of the alphabet. And they added pictures, they asked their grandparents questions, they wrote sentences in their family's language. And it was very nice because they were an expert. They had so much to tell me about their interest and their family. I want you to also know about two types of projects. One is extension project. It takes what you're teaching and makes it a little bit extra. So it gives them more opportunity to practice the skill and the concept. For example, my students, they learned about a pizza poem. This is from a wonderful material I will tell you about later. And then their project was to write their own poem, kind of copying the structure, the language structure. So they wanted to write about chocolate. So they wrote chocolate for breakfast, chocolate for lunch, chocolate for dinner, munch, munch, munch. So very simple, but it allowed them to share about their interest and draw a picture and write it. And they felt so good. I'm a poet, Mrs. Mullins. I can write poems. Another type of project is project-based learning. This is when you pick a problem in the real world. So you're connecting your student with something that is happening in the community, and they are coming up with solutions. So you design your lesson for them to learn more and make the solution themselves. So it's very authentic. You're watching them work and you're assessing. They're working together. They're coming up with very creative solutions. This summer, my students, the little kids, kindergarten, first grade, second grade, they noticed, you know, immigrant students, they have a hard time in schools in the US. What can we do to make them feel welcome? So we read many books about, picture books about students immigrating. We thought, okay, what will make us feel happy when we go to a new place? Okay, maybe we will have some presents, some gifts. Oh, maybe we will find some books that is in different languages and put it in a backpack, and we will give it as a present to the new students in September who come to from other countries to our school. So the kids made the project. They did all the work for it. And it was very powerful. Here are some more examples of project-based learning. We do that every summer in my classroom. For this one, the older kids, grade 4, grade 5, they learned about other kids around the world who are making change, who are protesting about the environment. And then they did some writing. They had an exhibition. Other kids, we went to a field trip to a restaurant, and they learned about different kinds of food from different cultures. And they made a recipe book, and they made aprons. They designed aprons so they can go home and cook and try the different recipes. So it was very original and very meaningful. The learning made sense. So I want to show you one easy way to make a project. It's on Jamboard. You can read a book, you can listen to a story, and then you let the students create. So we did this for Earth Day. You can see that the big kids, they had to write, they had to answer this question. What part of your trash could you turn into a treasure? So one child did the drawing first, they labeled the drawing, then they wrote one sentence. And his partner went and gave him a little compliment. He said, I love the drawing. And then over here was the little kids. This is kindergarten. We read the book, I Love the Earth. And I put different pictures, and then we practiced what we saw from the book on the pictures, and we practiced writing the new words together. So let me show you what Jamboard looks like. Here we go. So I'm just going to click on my Jamboard example here. And you can see that there is an option for the pen. I can use it to draw. I can erase. I can move things around. This is the sticky note. It's my student's favorite. I let everyone have a different color so I can see which student is writing what sentence, which student is coming up with different ideas. And I can write something here and click save. And there you go, there's a sticky note. The best part of Jamboard is you can add pictures. The students can add pictures. So you click on this icon, and then you go to Google image search, and you search for images. So maybe I want a picture of a farm because I am doing a farm project. Oh, I like that picture. This one looks like my family's farm. I click, and then I click insert. And I can make it bigger, I can make it smaller, and I can write something. I can say, my farm. So let me show you an example. This is your toolbar. You can bring it down. you click on the plus sign to add a new page, like that. You can delete it if you don't want it. This is my example. I made a project for my theme farm. So I put the different words, and now students will practice putting the words in a sentence. So I gave them a model. Always important to give students an example of what you want them to do. So now they can match. This is a cow. And then they can read the sentence. This is a cow. I can also do a different kind of activity. I can do this, I can put a picture and I can put different sticky notes. Yes, and I can, so Rara will go and she will write her idea. Maybe Rara, what do you see? You see grass. So Rara will write grass. And Dini, maybe Dini sees a baby cow. So she will write that word. So many different kids can work together on one Jamboard. And you can also, you can add different pictures, you can add different text. So maybe I want to make it very culturally responsive. I want my students to share something from their family's farm. Maybe my students have a farm. Actually, here in Michigan, some of my students live on farms and they have chickens. So, and they grow some animals. They like to grow their own food, some of my students. So I will say, what animals are on your farm? And if my student is a Spanish speaker, maybe I will write the words in Spanish too, so they have that support. And then I will give them an example. So in my family, we used to have goats on my grandpa's farm. So I'm going to put a picture right here. And I will put a sticky note. I will say goat. There we go, that's mine. And maybe a different student has a different idea. Are you with me so far?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Great. So I want to show you one important step, actually two important steps. The first is your share button. So the person who is creating the Jamboard, click share. And then I want you to click over here. You have to change it to anyone with the link can edit. So then I will copy the link and I will give it in the chat box to my breakout room so everyone can join together. So everyone can make the page, the worksheet page. The other thing, number two, very important, I copy the link when I'm all done and I go to my roadmap that I started making, the one with my breakout room together. And this time I am going to click the plus sign and I'm going to choose web resource over here, dark navy blue web resource. And I will click create. And I will say Jamboard. And I have to add the Jamboard. So I will go to URL, change URL, and paste it. So let me check if that worked. I will click launch. And here is my URL. Maybe I don't want my students to see the first page, so I will delete it. So I want this page, my students to see this page. So I will, give some directions, make the assignments, and make an example for my students. Okay? So before I put you in breakout rooms, what questions do you have?
May I ask something?
Sure.
Do the children have to have their own email? Because, or, they have to log into the roadmap first.
Yes, that's a really good question, and it may be different. It may change things for you. Here, most classrooms, most students have their own laptops that the school gives to them so they can learn at home. So the school gives each student their own email so they can use that to log in. But if your students don't have an email, then you make the project and you are on Zoom with your little student and you type for them. So you share your screen just like I am sharing my screen, and I will say, oh, Pinasti, okay, what animal is in your farm? Are there goats? Do you have cows? And I will help find things for you and do it and teach that way. Does that make sense?
Yes, thank you.
Okay. Yeah, of course. That was a really good question, Pinasti. Thank you for asking that. So once again, when you are in your breakout room, decide what will be the project that you want your students to do. And then create the directions, the questions, and finally copy the link to your roadmap. So everything you create today, we will put on the roadmap in one place. So when you are going to your room, to your breakout room, you will have one instructor who will manage everybody. You will have one person who will make the roadmap, the web resource, and copy the link. One person who will make the new creator, make the new Jamboard, I'm sorry, and then share it in the chat. Then you will have one person who will kind of make the project look pretty. They will add the question or sticky note. And then one person who will make the example. Okay, so make sure your Jamboard has 2 pages, the question page and the example page. Okay? And be ready to share what your group is working on. All right?
I am right.
Okay.
Mullins, can I
Yes.
ask you a question?
Of course, somebody.
All right. Actually, in the first activity, our group has a technical issue.
Okay.
All right, here we go. Oh, I cannot share them. I have added the participants in my group as the collaborators, but they couldn't appear in the tab. I mean, like the IP address say that builder roadmap center server could not be found, so we couldn't work on the first activity.
So when you share the roadmap, are you looking at my screen, Bekti?
Yeah.
Bekti? Okay, so can you tell me your email?
Amrih
Okay.
Bekti.
There you go. Is that it? At Gmail?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm going to add you.
I did it.
So you are going to, when you want to find my map, you have to go to modify my roadmaps with the picture of the car tool, like you're going to fix the car. And so you click that. So your participants will choose the group, whatever you named it. So they will pick the name of the group, whatever you put the name of the roadmap, and then they will be in it.
Okay, then.
I will join your group in a little bit to help if there is more technical issue. Can you tell me what breakout group number you are?
I'm in the second breakout room.
Okay, number 2.
Actually, group 3, group season also has the same problem, I think.
Okay, I will stop by group 3 as well. Let me share the Jamboard link for everyone. So this is jamboard.google.com. And it's connected to your Google account, so you will be able to open that up. So everyone should click on jamboard.google.com. Tell me if you have any trouble opening it.
It's open now.
Excellent. So remember, one person in the group is going to make a new roadmap, a new Jamboard. So they will click on the plus sign at the bottom of the screen right here. And they will first change the title. So very, very important to always give your work a title. So for example, Bekti's group, that is zoo animals. So they will say zoo animals, group 2, zoo animals. And they will share it, Ibu Bekti will share it with everybody. So they will click anyone with the link, not view, we will click edit so everyone can work on it together. And they will copy the link and put it in the chat box. Okay. So let's try it. If you have any questions or you're stuck, you know, send a chat message. I'm going to kind of go to breakout room 2 and breakout room 3 and help with the technical issue. So are you ready to try it?
All right.
Yes, we can.
Okay, let's give it a try. Oops, clicked on the wrong thing. All right, did everybody get a message opening up? Hello, everyone should be coming back in about 1 minute. Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Welcome back. We're just waiting on some more groups. I was able to visit some of the breakout rooms, and it was so wonderful to see your work.
Just 12 people join us.
I'm sorry?
12 people already come back, so
We
more
have
people are still
30 seconds, and then the breakout room will close automatically and make everyone come back.
Okay. So in Michigan now already almost 11?
Yes, almost 11. It's okay. I'm very awake.
Still awake.
So you should drink coffee then.
Yeah, I go to sleep kind of late. What time do university classes start and finish in Indonesia?
Start at 7:30 in the morning, is the earliest 7:30, and the last at the 5:20.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah, around 5 o'clock.
So all the students, they have been learning from Zoom, their university lectures?
Yeah, now mostly using Zoom now. Yeah, almost 1 year, 1.5 year, 3 semesters already use Zoom.
Amazing job for the lecturers and the students. Learning something new, trying something that's difficult.
Very tiring, actually.
It is. There are so many things.
Yeah, they're not very good.
Okay, so I'm very excited. I hope we can share some more this time because everyone was, it looked like they were having good success. So let's see. All right, breakout room 2. I will stop sharing. Can someone from breakout room 2, please, zoo animals, can you please share your screen and tell us about your project?
So, who is in breakout room 2?
Breakout
Me
room.
and friends. Yeah.
Wani.
There is
I'm on group 4.
Group 2.
Who is Fakti? Fakti, group 2. Are you group Fakti?
I'm here, Bapak.
Yeah, you're group 2 or?
Yes, I'm in the group 2.
Okay, so yeah, you can ask your.
Who's the speaker?
Actually, in my group, there are 3 participants. One participant can only access the application from her handphone, her cell phone.
Oh.
And the other participants couldn't really join into the application since the IP address couldn't found, and another one, the internet connection is not really good.
Okay.
So I think the instructor here as the all members.
That's okay, right? That's the first thing in teaching. Never, nothing ever goes as planned.
I changed the group.
Pardon, Ibu?
Do you have something to present then?
I think I will over someone or some other groups to
present
their own group.
Yeah, not a problem. Not a problem. I'll spin this
Even,
again.
yeah, like in group 1, there is only one person who can use a laptop. The other using a cell phone too because of the
Oh my God.
problem. Yeah, just one
Okay,
person.
Yeah,
so
laptop.
it's technical.
it's group 1. Does group 1 want to share anything?
Yeah, okay.
Group
I
3.
hope-
Group 4.
Group 3.
Okay,
Group
group
3
3.
is ready to share?
Yeah,
Okay,
group
group
3
3.
is ready.
Okay,
Come
group
on,
3,
group
you
3.
can share. Group 3. Go ahead and share group 3.
Come on, Amila or Fitria or whoever. It's okay. Come on.
You can do it. It
Okay.
was such beautiful work.
Okay,
Yeah,
I
I
will
agree.
try to share our screen.
Okay, Fitria, good job.
Can you see my screen now?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so we have made 2 pages here. The first one, there's a girl here, and there is a introduction, like introduction notes here. Hello, I'm Nicole from Michigan, and there are 4 seasons here. There are 4 seasons. We can see there are 4 pictures of season here: summer, autumn, winter, and spring. And there is a question here. What about yours? So we think that this question can encourage the students here to tell about our seasons here, because here in Indonesia we only have 2 seasons.
I love that. That is such an awesome project. I love it. They learn something about another country, another place. And wow, you have lots of support for your students.
Great job. Thank you so much. And for the next page, we have some jumble words, and we can see here there's an example so that the students will not get confused, and they have to arrange these words into a good sentence. Yeah,
Nice
that's all
job.
from us.
Yeah.
Wonderful. And you were able to add this URL to your roadmap, yes, as a web resource?
Yes, Amila
Okay.
did that.
Okay, very nice. Thank you so much for sharing. You can stop your screen
you.
share. Thank you,
Okay.
group 3. All right, is there another group who would like to go? Any other group that wants to share their hard work?
Group 4. You ready? Group 4. Melvin, what
Okay,
group are you?
I'm from group 4 and I
Okay,
will
group 4. Great.
start to share my screen.
Okay, Melvin, thank you so much for being brave.
Oh, wait. Can you see my screen, everyone?
It says you started to share.
Oh, wait.
There we go. We got it. Wow, it looks beautiful. You added Jamboard for number 4.
Yes. So we start with, we also put the URL and the web resource, and we are trying to access the link. And yeah, here we go.
Wonderful.
So we start with, what do you want to be? Apa cita-citamu? And the teacher asks, please insert a picture of your dream work. And yeah, this is the example. I want to be a teacher. Or in Indonesia, we says, aku ingin menjadi seorang guru. And what do you want to be? Apa cita-citamu? And the student, I want to be a doctor. I want to be a lecturer. I want to be a singer. And yeah, we not have done our works.
That's okay, Melvin's group. I am so proud of your work. Melvin, will you go to page 1 for me, please? I want to share something great that I'm noticing. So I love that you included the home language of the student, because not all of your students will know how to read it in English without you. So putting it in their home language means they can go to their grandmother or they can go to their father and say, can you help me read this? Or if they are old enough to read it in their own language, they have that support. So thank you for including the home language. And I love, love, love the picture. I love the 2 sentences and the student example. So wonderful job. I love it.
Thank you.
Great job, team.
Good, Melvin.
Okay, Melvin, thank you. You can stop your screen share now. Okay, so that gives us our break time. So for this break time, again, you have 2 minutes. Actually, let me share my screen very, very quickly. If you are done early with your break time, I would like you to go here on Padlet, not right now, only if you have extra time, you come back early and you're bored. You can go on the Padlet and it will look like this. So it's a little social emotional check. How are you feeling today? And you can click on the plus sign that matches the word or the picture. And you can maybe write something, or you can add a picture of how you feel, or you can even record your answer. Okay, so if you have extra time, but it is almost 11 o'clock my time, not 11 o'clock there. So you have 10 minutes. We will be back in exactly 10 minutes. So right now, what time is it there? 9 o'clock? Is that right?
It's 10.
It's 10 o'clock there. Okay, so we will be back
10 o'clock,
at, perfect. So we will be back at 10:10. Okay? Enjoy your break, guys. 10 minutes.
Okay.
Hello, students. We have 1 more minute for our break.
So are you on summer holiday now?
I am, yes. Our summer break officially is middle of June to end of August.
So it means, and now you are still on Sunday, right? Sunday.
Yep, we are Sunday. It's 11:10 p.m. right now for us.
Okay. So it means tomorrow you, okay, still with us?
Yes, tomorrow I'm still with you. If you still want me.
Yeah. Okay, I mean, if you do not go to the school, it means it is safe for you to take a rest after this program.
Yes, yes. No, this week actually I cannot go anywhere. My car is in the garage. It's getting fixed.
Oh, yeah, hopefully it will.
Yeah, we went on a
be fixed
holiday,
soon.
and when we were driving back, it was the wheel was starting to come loose.
Mm.
But everyone, welcome back. I see that some of you have started putting your feelings, how you're feeling today. I am really sorry. I see that some friends, you're having some trouble with your data connection and the Wi-Fi. I hope I'm really sorry, because I know that is a big problem even for my students here. When they were learning from home, everyone did not have data. Everyone did not have good internet connection. So it made things very frustrating for my students. And I am so sorry that some of you are in that situation today. I hope tomorrow maybe you are able to find a Wi-Fi network, or if your data is over and you cannot join us. I'm sorry to put you in this situation in the middle of the month, but I am happy that I got to see everyone today. So let's go on to one of my favorite activities, one of my favorite topics. It's home school, family school connections, and social emotional learning. So you can see that the activity that you did on Padlet, the Today I Feel, that is a social emotional activity. It's a check-in. And I do that with my students every day before I even start teaching. So I'm going to talk a little bit about that, but first I want to talk about family school connections. So communication with your parents, with your families, is important, because when your families are interested and engaged, then their kids are going to be engaged. They're going to be interested. And that means the students are going to do better. When they're interested, they want to do better. Just like you are students in university. When something is interesting to you, it's a little bit easy and a little bit hard at the same time. You want to learn more. So it doesn't matter where you teach after graduation, in a public school, a private school, online English, private ESL clinic. Maintain a communication with your families. You can have WhatsApp texts. I text my parents all the time. They message me sometimes at 11 o'clock at night if they have a question about their son, who is not even my student anymore, but they don't know who else to ask. So I'm still their connection. And it's good to have that relationship with the parents. You can have newsletters. For example, last year in lockdown, I made video newsletters for my families, so they did not have to read everything in English. I gave them things to read in their home language, and I explained in videos. And then I gave them like some ideas. Okay, you can pick up the packet here. You can do the Google Classroom, call me, message me. This is where you can go to pick up free lunch for your kids. So you as the teacher are not just the English teacher, you are a source of support. So if you have that way of thinking, then you're going to have really good relationships with your families, and they're going to want to be more engaged. So I really believe that parents, families, grandma, grandpa, they have funds of knowledge. They have so much to share with us and with each other. And we can create that kind of community by inviting them to share what they know. So try to have homework assignment or project where the kids can ask their parents some questions and bring it to the classroom and share. Or have family nights. You invite the families to come and share something from their culture, maybe something important that happened in their life, or an important food that they're going to eat at the holiday, or they read their favorite book to the whole class. So make opportunities for parents and families to become engaged with school. And lastly, make the students the presenters. So think about how proud your family would be. I'm seeing Fitria on my screen right now. I'm going to use you as an example. If I said to Fitria's parents, oh, you know, she's going to be the presenter for her university group, they would really like to listen, right? Because that's their daughter. They want to see her do good things. So that way I can get her parents engaged with school, and they will feel respected. They will feel important. And the kids feel important when they get to share. They feel like, oh, I did hard work. I did a good job. So try to create those opportunities. Okay, so now let's talk about social emotional learning. I think you know from a little bit from me, from how I've been talking today, that number one job for me is building relationships with students. I want my students to know Mrs. Mullins is there for you all the time. Even before I'm teaching you English, even before I'm teaching you math or social studies or science, I'm here for you. And we are here together. We are a community. And my job is to also teach you how to grow as a human, become more self-confident, become stronger, and learn to respect each other. So one way to do it is games. This is something that another teacher created, but you can create something like this too. It's a spinner. There are questions. My kids love this because they don't know, but they're practicing their English skills. They're talking to each other, and we do a movement. So I feel silly when, and I'm going to ask Melvin. Melvin, can you unmute and answer? What is a time that you feel silly? I think she feels silly.
Yeah, sorry, ma'am.
That's okay. Can you, do you want to try to answer this question? When do you feel silly, like goofy?
I'm silly when I, wait, I'm confused.
See, she's laughing already. Isn't that good? So you have some joy. Thank you, Melvin.
Maybe now. I feel
now.
Yeah, I feel silly.
That's a perfect example go, Melvin. That's perfect. So you bring joy into the classroom. You let students laugh with each other and answer questions about how they're feeling. You know, that is so important. So let me head back over here. You did this feeling meter. This is another kind of activity. It's on Padlet. There are lots of things you can do on Padlet. So I did this very quickly. I'm seeing so many different notes. Look at that. People are feeling excited. They're feeling happy. They added some images. They're writing their texts. So lots of different ways to kind of know what your students are feeling, because right now there is no names on this. So I don't know who is feeling sad or who is feeling so happy, but maybe, you know, I have a talk while everybody is working. I go and I talk to everybody one-on-one and I say, hey, what's going on? What can I do to help you? And then your students have that relationship of trust. And they're going to want to tell you their problems, and they're going to trust you, which means they're going to learn more from you. You can also use Padlets for other things, like you can share resources with your other teachers. This was shared by another teacher. A lot of teachers worked on this together. And this is mine. And you're going to make one yourself today. So let me show you very quickly how you're going to do this. You're going to pick one topic or feeling or question about social emotional learning. This is your morning activity that you will do. Before any lesson, this is the activity you will do with your students to make them feel comfortable to learn about their life. You will create the text and the images. You don't need a lot of questions, maybe 3 or 4 or 5. You know, I only had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 groups. And then you're going to add the link to your roadmap so everyone can access it. But let me show you how to do it. So here's the Padlet. I'm going to click on Make a Padlet. And you can use your Google account for this. And I can choose what I want it to look like. Maybe I want it to look like this. Wow, look at that. I can change the title. I can say August 8th. And I can call it morning meeting. Here we go. Keep working. And I go to next. And I'm ready to start posting. So this pink plus sign, that's how I add the question. So maybe I want to say, what did you do on the weekend? Because it's Monday, almost Monday here. So I will ask my students, what did you do on the weekend? Or I will say, what was the funniest thing that happened on the weekend? So I can choose what I want to know about them. And I want to choose a picture. So maybe I will find funny. Let's see, what's a really funny picture? There we go. I'll choose the cat. I don't really like cats, but maybe my students like cats. And here, now my students, they don't know what to say, so I have to give them an example, remember? So I can write my name if I want to. And I can say the funniest thing this weekend was, there's my sentence starter. So my students have an example of what to write. Maybe I want them to say their answer. I don't want them to write. I just want them to record. So I will click on these 3 dots. the microphone. Now you might have to give it permission at the top. And I'm going to click the microphone. The funniest thing this weekend was that my son got so upset playing Mario that he ran to the bathroom, closed the door, and cried in the bathroom for 15 seconds. So I'm going to click playback and save. I can even listen how it sounded. The funniest thing this weekend was that my son got so up. So you can see what it sounds like. I can click save. And I can write, again, I can write my name if I want to. And I can click publish. And there is another example of what the students can do. So when you make your Padlet, one person will make the Padlet, and you can share the link. So right now I have visitors can write, and I'm going to click on copy link to clipboard, and I will send it in the chat to my group, and my group can give some suggestions of what we will make together. When I'm ready, I just copy the link. I go to my, oh, that's the zoo animals. I don't want that. Here's my roadmap. And remember, we click plus sign, we click web resource, create. This is morning meeting. And I change the URL and copy and paste it. So this is the first thing I want to do. I'm going to say start here. And I'm actually going to move it to the beginning. Maybe I will even change the style so it looks very different. And my students know what this is what we will do first. Okay, so any questions before we start? Okay, so again, in your group, kind of, you've been doing a really good job working together. So one person definitely make the Padlet, share the screen, who has the laptop, and the other people help come up with the question, come up with what pictures will look good. One person will add it as the roadmap web resource, and one person will present it. Okay, we're going to take 25 minutes exactly. Sound good?
Okay.
Okay, and here is the Padlet.com. There we go. So I'm going to put that in the chat box so everybody can open it. And here you go. Breakout rooms are coming your way. 25 minutes. Hello, Bu and Unia, you're welcome back.
Hi. Just finished and then rushed here.
Oh, I'm so glad. How did your meeting go?
It was good. It was good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you want to join group 7?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
I'd love to.
Okay.
How am I supposed to do that? Just go to breakout rooms?
Yep. So go to breakout room and you can choose the room.
Okay then.
Is breakout room for Belanda. Breakout room 3.
So in Michigan already midnight now.
4 more minutes, then it will be midnight.
So
So
you
I am
you have
going
to
to
stay up.
sleep very well today.
Yeah, I hope. Yeah,
My brain is
Because-
tired.
yeah, I know. Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, this is a problem for long distance
Yeah, that's
workshop
okay.
like this one.
That's okay. You know, here in the summer vacation, everybody stays up very late. You know, we don't have work in the morning, or we are working from home on projects, so it's okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
yeah. If only it was not a pandemic, then you could visit Indonesia.
I would love to. You know, Miss Dr. Tomash,
Yeah.
Zuzana, Dr. Tomash told me about when she came and presented 2019, I think. For
Yeah.
the university, she told me,
Yeah,
oh, it was beautiful. I went and visited and I saw this and that. And I said, oh, Dr. Tomash, my year is pandemic year. I cannot do any of that.
Yeah, unfortunately, yeah.
But that's okay. So we have 5 more seconds and everybody will automatically come back. Hello, everyone. Welcome back. How is everyone feeling? We're feeling good about the Padlet?
Yes.
I'm seeing some
Yes, of
smiles.
course.
Yeah.
Ibu.
Good, good. I'm happy that you're feeling good about this. So let's share my screen and we will share very quickly. Let's see.
Six, please.
Okay, I did not visit this room, so I want to see this room.
All right, thank you.
Okay, breakout room 6.
Okay.
Okay, please, Sophie, from breakout room 6.
Okay.
Okay.
Mbak Sabrina, please.
Okay. Okay, so here we are from Inventors Group. The vocabulary that we are going to talk about are lamp, telephone, electricity, and radio. Here's we have the worksheet for the students. And then we have the Padlet. Our title is Our Starts, which means how do we start the day before class. And here we also provide the question, what did you do before this class? And we need the students to share with us about what did they do before joining this class. And here we also gave them some examples for the answer, so they won't be clueless about how their answer gonna be. And we hope by giving those examples, the students can easily answer the question.
Oh my goodness, I love so many things about this example. Thank you for sharing your work, group 6. So I really like that you asked a question about their day. You're inviting them to share something from their life with each other and with you. So I love that. I love that you gave many different kinds of examples. I think it's very important. You know, as teachers, we think, okay, this is the perfect example. This is what I imagine, but our students are very different from us. So they may be planning something completely different. So I appreciate that you gave lots of examples, lots of different kinds of examples. So thank you for that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Awesome. Okay, let's have one more group share. Where's my picker wheel? Okay, here we go. Group 7. Okay, wonderful. Group 7. I did not visit you today, so I am excited to see what you have come up with. Someone from group 7, will you please share your screen and tell us what you've been working on?
Group 7.
Group 7.
Group 7 was outer space.
We had a bit of problem. Somebody.
Oh no! Oh no! Okay, how can I help?
Go on, Mbak Rara.
Rara, maybe. You can share the screen.
Rara, can you share the screen?
Okay, Nisa, thank you for sharing your screen. Thank you so much, Nisa. Oh, tell us about your question that your group came up with. Rara, I don't know if you were muted, kiddo. Oh, sorry, Nisa.
I am sorry.
There you
have
are.
some problems. Like we don't know how to make a plus button here so that students can write down here, but we cannot find how to make it.
So that's a really good question, Nisa. Let me just share very quickly what I'm seeing, and then I will share with everybody how to do that. I love this question so much. I think it's very meaningful to our students right now because some of them are home alone because their parents are working in the house, maybe in a different room, or they're going to work outside of the house. So this is a really important question, and your students are going to hopefully feel safe enough to answer how you are feeling, how they're feeling. So when you share this link, your students can click on the plus sign. Do you see the pink plus sign at the bottom? So click on that. Yes. And so if you want to maybe give your students an example, you can write your sentence here. I feel scared when I am alone, or you know, whatever answer you want to give the student as an example. And then you just copy the link and put it in your roadmap as a web resource. Are you comfortable doing that, group 7? If not, then this would be a good time to show you how to do that. Don't be afraid.
Yes, please. Yeah. Yes, please.
Yes. Okay, Nisa, will you please share your screen one more time?
All right.
And this is, I'm actually very thankful that some groups are being very honest and you're asking for support, because maybe you don't know, but someone else in your class is also struggling. So when you are brave and ask a question, it helps all the other kids. So when you are finished, let's imagine this is all done. So you can click on Sebar at the top, share. Sebar? Yes. Sebar.
Sebar means share, yeah.
Okay,
this is
so
Indonesian. Yeah, already Indonesian, yeah. Sebar.
Perfect. Oh, see, someone, Ibu Yuniar has
daftar masuk,
shared
ya.
something.
Masuk mean enter, daftar can mean sign in or register.
Oh,
can mean
okay,
list.
okay.
So you have daftar mean, yeah, daftar can mean list, can mean sign in or
Gotcha.
register.
Okay.
So
you're going to click that. Yes.
But I cannot click this.
Oh, you know why? Because you did not create this. Someone else made the Padlet. Rara made the Padlet.
Yeah.
So only Rara can click Sebar. or share, and only she can copy the link, and only she can put it in the roadmap.
All right, so maybe.
Yeah, so you are
Rara
like a
can.
student on this. So only the teacher, Rara, only the teacher can copy the link. So I'm glad we figured that out. Okay, is there any other group that really wants to share?
Group 1, try group 1.
Any group who really wants to share?
Group 1, Amal or Intan from group 1? Would you share what you have done? Okay.
Yeah, because you have done something.
But Intan, please share the screen.
Okay. All right. So, Intan, thank you for sharing.
Yeah, I hope it works.
Wow. Look how much work you did on that since I was there. I love this. So tell me a little bit about, tell your class why you decided on this question and what you did on the Padlet, please.
Yes, ma'am. So our question is, what makes you happy? So we provide the example of the answer is, that is, what makes me happy is, and then we provide the option for students to answer.
Oh,
That's all.
I like that. So I'm seeing lots of really beautiful pictures and some words, some easy words. So students can see examples. It's kind of like a vocabulary bank, and they can choose from here if they don't know the answer right away. Yes? Wonderful,
Yes.
wonderful, wonderful. Okay, thank you for sharing, group 1. And you were able to add that to your roadmap, yes?
Yes, thank you, ma'am.
Great. Okay, I'm so proud of you. You are really trying new things and you're not giving up. So our last thing for today, we have about 6 minutes to do this. It's your evaluation of me. So you get to give me some feedback. This is on Jamboard. And it's a very popular activity here. Roses, thorns, and buds. And you can see on page 2, you are roses. So some things that went really good today. So just click on a sticky note. You don't have to write your name. You can write your name if you want. And just tell me what was good today. What was a good success? Page 3 is thorns, challenges, problems for today. You don't have to give me your name. You can just write the problems. And page 4 is buds. So these are potential. What things are you looking forward to? Or maybe what things would you like to change for tomorrow so things are better for your learning? Okay? Again, you don't have to write your name if you don't want to. You can write your name if that will make things easier. So let me give you the link. Try not to erase anybody else's work. Put your own sticky note and go ahead. Click on the link in the chat box, please.
And everyone, reminder, you have also please fill the attendance list, the form attendance list. Pujunial already put the link on the chat box.
Okay, I'm just going to put on some music for about 5 minutes. And you can leave as soon as you have completed the attendance and the evaluation.
So for the feedback, the students should write down something or just
For the evaluation?
yeah.
Yes.
They have to write something.
Yes, I would like for them to write their thoughts about today's workshop.
Okay, yeah. So
They are
everyone.
working on that, Pak Dion.
Sorry.
They are already working on that.
Okay.
They are writing that.
Yeah.
They are doing
all right,
that.
good.
Dion.
Okay, it's good.
You can click the Jamboard.
I have
Sent
done
by
it.
Mullins, and you can see the
Right.
students progressing.
So you can use sticky notes, students. You can use the text box, whatever is comfortable for you. If you don't like the music, just tell me. My students really like music when they work.
Okay, yeah, already some.
So much too awesome.
Okay, students, it is 12:16 and I want to respect your time because we said our meeting would be done after the hour, 11:15. So if you have some time today, please do give me some sticky note feedback. You don't have to put your name on it, but it helps me make changes for tomorrow and know what you need for tomorrow if I can make that happen. So thank you for doing that. I see lots of sticky notes. If you have some ideas of things for tomorrow, you can put that on page 4, buds. And otherwise, I will let everyone leave the Zoom room right now. And you can close your tabs. Please make sure Ibu Tiara is reminding you that you need to finish your attendance before you leave the Zoom. So make sure you click on the link in the chat box and complete your attendance before you leave. Have a good night, everyone.
Okay.
Thank you very much,
Good,
Mullin.
good day, actually.
Thank you. Thank you for
Thank you.
that.
I will see
Have a nice
you
sleep. Nice
tomorrow.
sleep.
Have a nice
Okay.
Bye.
Thank you, students.
Thank you. Thank you,
your
everyone.
instructors.
Looking
I'm
forward
proud
for
of you.
looking forward to more fun activities tomorrow.
Yes, we will
Thank
have
you.
three more activities tomorrow, 3 more breakout
Right.
rooms.
Okay. Great.
Great.
Yeah.
Thanks
Stay
for
healthy.
today, Puja.
Thank you. Take care. I'm going
Thank
to close
you.
the
Thank
Zoom
you.
room. Okay. And I will open
Thank
it
you.
tomorrow.
Bye-bye.
Thank
See you
you. See you
tomorrow.
tomorrow.
Bye, kids.
Bye.
Thank you, students.
Mhm.
Thank you.